tell us what you've been doing since you left CNN in 2017.
Oh, a lot of column writing. I have a book out, Swamp Wars, Donald Trump and the New American Populism versus the Old Order. I've been doing some TV with Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham. So I've been, suffice to say, busy.
Still staying busy. Good. Have you talked to President Trump lately, or when was the last time you talked to him or corresponded?
I saw him on November 5th of this year, in other words, a month ago, a little over a month ago, in the Oval Office for about an hour. And I was with two of my colleagues from the American Spectator. He was in great form, very energized, very focused, good sense of humor, all of that. So it was great.
What was the purpose of the meeting, or were you relaying information to him, or was it just a catching up session?
The American Spectator has always been in support of him early on. I wrote my first column about him as a candidate in June of 2013. It was titled "Never Ignore Donald Trump," and he got in touch with me, and the next thing you know, I was up there in Trump Tower, and flying with him and getting to know him, and so he came to one of our dinners. Interestingly, he was paired with Ted Cruz. So it was very interesting. So I really have gotten to know him, and off and on he would call. And at the time I was taking care of my 90-something-year-old mom, and he would call and how is mom, and he would send me notes and all that kind of thing. So he was terrific.
And so can you tell me, what do you think are the top two, let's say, accomplishments of the Trump presidency?
Oh, boy. The economy first. I mean, I'm a belief, as you may know, I worked for President Reagan, and I always rely on the line from James Carville of Bill Clinton fame. It's the economy, stupid. It's always the economy. And, unless there's some huge disaster out there. And the economy right now is just mind-blowing. I mean, just driving here to Hershey, I saw now hiring signs all over the place. I see them in back of trucks. I was in New York City the other day for the weekend for the Pennsylvania Society. And honest to goodness, I mean, I've done that a lot in my life, to be in New York at Christmas. It was so packed on the streets with people shopping that it took me 45 minutes to get a couple blocks from my hotel to a friend's hotel. And people are out, what that means is people are out shopping, and they're out having a good time because they've got money in their pockets. The economy is good. So that is, I think, his best accomplishment. The second one is probably immigration and illegal immigration. He's not opposed to immigration. I mean, he is, of course, the son and grandson of immigrants and married to an immigrant. But he does believe that, if you're going to come into this country, stand in line like everybody else, file all the right papers, and come in an orderly fashion, not just, sneak into the country over the border, which no other country would allow or does allow. So I do think that that's a big issue and something that he has been working on. I noticed that Congress is finally taking a pause to pass the U.S., Mexico, and Canada trade agreement. That's a big deal. So there are those three things right there, I think, are very important, and particularly, again, the economy.
Do you think, what do you think the articles of impeachment development that occurred today, how will that impact his campaign for president and possible re-election, in your opinion?
Oh, I think the very unintended consequences of this is backfiring enormously. I mean, take a look at all the people here. The day they announced their impeachment articles. I mean, in talking to people that here, and I get stopped when I'm around home in New York on the streets and all this, people are furious about this. I mean, they feel this is an attack on them and overriding their votes. So I really do think this is just politically speaking, it's a mammoth mistake to the other side.
Okay, is there anything you think the president could be doing better, or is there something perhaps you disagree with or have been disappointed in his presidency so far?
No, I think, he had a rough time when he first started, and I, having been in the White House myself, I went back and took a look. I typed in, because you were getting all these headlines about chaos in the Trump White House. So I went into, with the assistance of Mr. Google, and typed chaos in White House dash, and then separately put in Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush, and Reagan. And in every single instance, I found stories saying that whatever White House it was, and generally it had to do with staffing problems and all that kind of thing, which says to me it takes a while for a new president to understand, sort of mix his personality with the office. Once they do that, they smooth things out and things are smooth sailing.
And finally, I guess, what do you think is going to be the key to winning the 2020 election for Trump?
Pennsylvania, without doubt. I have no doubt. I mean, what is today? December 10th. I have no doubt he will be back in Pennsylvania many times between now and Election Day of next year. When I was at CNN, kept telling people what I was observing here on the ground, which was Trump signs everywhere. I always tell the story of taking my mom out to get a pumpkin the Halloween weekend before the election. We went out in the countryside, hundreds of Trump signs. And I counted literally one Hillary sign. I told this on Anderson Cooper's show the following Monday when I was in New York, and he and all my friends looked at me as if I could take a loss of my senses, and Jeff, the polling data. And then election night, in came Pennsylvania, as I thought it would. So the battle is on again.
Looks like you're getting recognized here. Okay, well, thank you for that interview, and I guess we'll head in and talk to some people in line now.
Okay, great. Thanks.